Hello. Welcome back to the Scale My Ecom Store podcast. I'm your host, Kath Langman, and this is episode 4 in our Core Trends mini-series about the Great Ecommerce Realignment. Today, we're diving into a force that's not just changing e-commerce, it's completely redefining it, the Creator Economy Takeover. Here's a stat that should wake you up. The creator economy is now worth over $104 billion. That's not just big, that's bigger than the entire GDP of many countries. But here's what's really mind-blowing. This isn't just about influencers getting paid to post pretty pictures. This is about individual creators building billion-dollar businesses, disrupting entire industries, and fundamentally changing how consumers discover, evaluate, and purchase products. Let's start with a story that illustrates just how seismic this shift is. In 2019, Emma Chamberlain was just another teenager making YouTube videos in her bedroom. By 2023, she had built a coffee company, Chamberlain Coffee, that's generating tens of millions of dollars in revenue. She didn't just promote coffee, she created an entire lifestyle brand around it, complete with packaging design, product development, and a community of millions of loyal customers. Emma's story isn't unique. It's kind of the new normal. Probably everyone on the planet has heard of Mr. Beast, who's built a snack empire with Feastables. There's Ryan Karji, who started making toy review videos at age 3 and now has a product line in Target and Walmart, generating over $200 million annually. And these aren't just content creators, they're entrepreneurs building real businesses with real economic impact. Now, if you're an introvert and you don't want to be jumping in front of the camera, don't worry, I've got you covered as well. I am a bit like that as well. And so I'll be sure to share some strategies that you can stomach that don't involve you fronting the camera, recording daily TikToks or YouTube videos. But the creator economy, it's not something new, but its scale and sophistication now are pretty unprecedented. What started as bloggers and YouTubers making ad revenue has evolved into complex ecosystems of entrepreneurs, brands, platforms, and supporting infrastructure. Let's break down some numbers. Over 50 million people worldwide now consider themselves creators. That's nearly double the entire population of Australia. But here's the kicker. It's not just about the quantity, it's about quality and economic impact. The top 1% of creators are making millions. The top 10% are making 6 figures. And even micro creators with small but engaged audiences are building sustainable businesses for themselves. This isn't just a side hustle economy, it is a legitimate alternative now to traditional employment and entrepreneurship. But the real transformation isn't just individual creators getting rich, it's how they're changing entire industries. Take beauty, for instance. Traditional beauty brands spent decades and millions of dollars building brand recognition. Now, a single creator can launch a beauty brand and reach millions of potential customers in months, not years. I mean, look at what Zoe Foster Blake did if we go to our own backyard, pivoting her beauty editor career into her mega brand Go-To Skincare. Or how Anna Paul pivoted her audience of 7 million TikTok followers into her incredibly successful brand, Pauly. These creators didn't just promote existing products, they created the brands. And the same thing's happening in fitness, fashion, food, tech, and virtually every other industry. Creators are bypassing traditional gatekeepers and building direct relationships with consumers. They're not just influencing purchasing decisions, they're making the products themselves. So, what makes creator-led brands so powerful? I believe it comes down to something traditional brands have struggled with for a long time now, and that's authenticity. When a creator recommends a product, their audience knows it's coming from someone that they trust, someone they feel like they know personally because they've seen them on video every day for ages. This isn't a celebrity endorsement where everyone knows it's a paid transaction. This is someone who's built a relationship with their audience over months or years of consistent content. And this authenticity create something traditional marketing just can't replicate: genuine trust at scale. A creator with 100,000 engaged followers is going to have more influence than a TV ad reaching 10 million passive viewers. Why? Because their audience chose to follow them. Their audience engages with their content, and their audience trusts their opinions. Their attention isn't being interrupted against their will. Something else that gets really interesting: creators don't just have audiences, they have communities. And communities are far more valuable than audiences. An audience watches passively, whereas a community participates actively. They share content, provide feedback, make suggestions, and evangelize for the creator and their products. This community aspect is what makes creator businesses so resilient. Like Tammy Hembrow, when her recent marriage broke down, her community rallied around her. Or when Anna Paul launches a new product, her community doesn't just buy it, they create content about it and share it with their friends and become part of the marketing machine. Traditional brands spend billions trying to create this kind of community engagement. Creators build it naturally through consistent, authentic content creation. Now, this creator economy explosion isn't happening in a vacuum. It's been enabled by a revolution in tech platforms and tools that have pretty much democratized content creation, audience building, and monetization. I mean, YouTube was the pioneer, but now we have TikTok, Instagram, even OnlyFans, and dozens of other platforms that allow creators to build audiences and monetize their content. Each platform has its own algorithm, its own culture, and its own monetization models. But here's what's really revolutionary: these platforms aren't just distribution channels, they're business incubators. They provide creators with analytics, audience insights, and monetization tools, and direct payment processing as well. A creator can literally build $1 million business without ever needing a traditional business infrastructure. So when I say that the point of purchase has moved up to the point of brand discovery, I really mean it. I don't think the day is too far off where our standalone external e-commerce websites will be kind of redundant. I mean, the kids of today already don't have the patience to take as many steps as it takes to go from a TikTok to a brand website, to add to cart, to putting in their payment details to buy. TikTok's algorithm is particularly game-changing. It can take someone from zero to millions of followers in weeks, not years. And this can create opportunities for really rapid business growth that simply just did not exist before. Instagram as well has evolved from photo sharing app to a fully fledged e-commerce platform. Instagram shopping, Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, each feature provides creators with new ways to showcase products and drive sales. YouTube has introduced features like Super Chat, channel memberships, and YouTube Shorts that allow creators to monetize their audience in multiple ways simultaneously. But the real innovation is happening in the tools that support these creators. Platforms like Shopify have made it incredibly easy for creators to launch e-commerce stores. There's tools like Linktree that allow creators to direct their social media followers to multiple monetization channels just from a single link. Creator management platforms like UseClip and HashGifted have emerged to help brands identify and work with creators. This entire ecosystem has reduced the barriers to entry for creator entrepreneurship whilst increasing the potential for success. What's really fascinating about the creator economy is how it spawned entirely new business models. Traditional businesses would follow predictable patterns: make product, market product, sell product. But creator businesses work differently. The most successful creator businesses start with audience building, not product development. They create content, they build community, they really take the time to understand their audience deeply, and then they create products that their audience actually wants. So it's market validation first and at an unprecedented scale. And I really think that this way of going about things is something that more brand startups ought to take note of. Let's take Australian fitness influencer Tammy Hembrow's approach with her Sasky collection. She didn't just decide to make activewear and hope people would buy it. She spent years sharing her fitness journey on Instagram, understanding her audience deeply, and building that really engaged community of women who just totally related to her authentic content about fitness, motherhood, and lifestyle. So when she launched Sasky Collection in 2017, she already knew exactly who would buy it and why. Women who wanted to feel confident both in and out of the gym, who valued quality activewear that enhanced their shape, and who connected with her personal journey. They were in her audience. And this audience-first approach creates several advantages. First, it virtually eliminates the risk of product market fit. If you have 1 million engaged followers asking for a specific product, you know there's a demand. Second, it provides built-in marketing and distribution. Your audience becomes your marketing team. And third, it allows for rapid iteration improvement based on real-time feedback. But creator businesses aren't just about physical products, they're also pioneering new models for digital products, services, and experiences. Creators are selling online courses, membership communities, one-on-one coaching, digital downloads, and personalized content. Of course, the subscription model for content is particularly, synonymous with platforms like OnlyFans, which is not what we talk about here on the Scale My Ecom Store podcast. But, that kind of predictable income model for a online business or entrepreneur is pretty cool. Some content creators are going even further, creating entirely new categories of products and services like virtual events, digital collectibles, personalized video messages, and even virtual real estate are all becoming part of this creator economy ecosystem. But the key insight is that creator businesses aren't just selling products, they're selling access, community, and experiences. And they're monetizing relationships in ways that traditional businesses struggle to replicate. And here's where this gets really interesting for traditional businesses. The creator economy isn't just creating new opportunities, it's disrupting existing industries in really fundamental ways. So take the beauty industry. Traditional beauty brands used to control the entire value chain from product development, manufacturing, marketing, and distribution. They had massive budgets, celebrity endorsements, and retail partnerships. That was their competitive advantage, and it had a really high barrier to entry given the investment that was required. Now, a single creator can bypass all of that. They can develop products with contract manufacturers, market them directly to their audience, and sell them through their own channels. They can build million-dollar businesses without ever stepping foot in a traditional retail store. The same thing is happening in fashion, fitness, food, and countless other industries. Creators are unbundling traditional business models and rebuilding them around direct-to-consumer relationships. But it's not just about competition, it's about changing consumer expectations. Consumers who are used to authentic personal relationships with creators expect the same from traditional brands now. They want transparency, authenticity, and direct access to the people behind the products. So this is forcing traditional businesses to rethink their entire approach to marketing. They're hiring creators as brand ambassadors, but that's just the beginning. The smartest traditional businesses are learning from creator business models and incorporating creator-like strategies into their own operations. Some brands are creating their own content teams and building direct relationships with customers. You might hear my puppy dog in the background here. Lenny, come on. Others are partnering with creators not just for marketing, but for product development and innovation. The most forward-thinking companies are essentially becoming creator businesses themselves. Take the North Face, for example. I love this brand. They do such great marketing. They've moved well beyond traditional influencer partnerships to create really integrated campaigns where their sponsored athletes actually lead adventures and expeditions with customers. Through their Never Stop Exploring content platform, they don't just feature athletes wearing their gear, they create immersive experiences where customers can join these adventures, creating authentic content in the process. When a customer's TikTok video went viral asking the North Face to meet her at a remote location in New Zealand, the brand didn't just respond. They sent a local athlete to hand deliver a jacket and created collaborative content that generated over 30 million impressions. This is the future of brand creator collaboration, real experiences, authentic relationships, and content that emerges naturally from genuine customer interactions rather than just purely manufactured marketing moments. So what does this mean for entrepreneurs who aren't necessarily creators themselves? The creator economy isn't just about being a creator, it's about understanding and leveraging creator dynamics in your business. First, you can build your own personal brand as a founder. Share your journey, your insights, your failures, and your successes. Build an audience around your expertise and use that audience to grow your business. This is what founders like Tammy Hembrow, Zoe Foster-Blake, and Jane Liu have done to great effect. Second, you can partner with creators in your industry. Instead of traditional advertising, work with creators who align with your brand values and, have audiences that match your target market. But don't just do traditional influencer marketing. Create deeper partnerships where creators become stakeholders in your success. Third, you can apply creator economy principles to your business model. Focus on building community, not just customers. Create content that provides value beyond just promoting your products. Build direct relationships with your audience and use those relationships to drive business growth. The creator economy isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental shift in how businesses can be built and scaled. And the entrepreneurs who understand and leverage these dynamics will have a significant advantage in the years to come. The creator economy takeover isn't just changing how products are marketed, it's changing how businesses are built, how relationships with customers are formed, and how value is created and exchanged. We're witnessing this rise of a new type of entrepreneur, one who builds businesses around authentic relationships and community engagement. This isn't just about social media or content marketing. This is about a fundamental shift in the balance of power between businesses and consumers. Individual creators are now competing with billion-dollar brands and winning. They're creating new products, new services, and entirely new business models. So the question isn't whether the creator economy will continue to grow, it's how quickly traditional businesses will adapt to compete in this new landscape. And that's what I want to leave you with, that thought and that concept, and go away and have a little bit of a think about how you are using these ideas and strategies in your business. Next time, in our mini-series about the Great Ecommerce Realignment, we're going to explore how these trends are coming together to create entirely new business models and opportunities. Until then, I want to challenge you to think about your own business through the lens of the creator economy. And how can you build more authentic relationships with your customers? How can you create community around your brand? How can you leverage the power of individual creators to grow your business? So thanks for listening to this episode. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to being with you again on the show next week. Bye for now.